Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. The weekend's almost over. It's about midday on Sunday right now. So I wanted to kind of go over the miners that we have reported for April production already. And we're going to look at to see which one came in number one spot, second spot, third spot, fourth spot, fifth spot, as far as their efficiency goes, production, things like that for the month of April. And we do that based on 8 metrics, and then we'll also do it on 6 metrics. So I added another metric in there to see actually percentages that they sold of what they mined for the month of April as well. So that'll be something new that we're going to be going over as well. Okay, but as always, you guys know the drill here. This is not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. I'm invested in the following coins and companies for full disclosure. And as always, if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. But first, let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin right now, because it's kind of interesting right now. On Friday, we did bounce below our 200 weekly moving average, which is the red line over here. And we had a nice bounce above it, and we were kind of staying right above that line right now, right around the 26,800 line roughly. And it's looking pretty good right now. RSI has come down quite nicely here on the daily. Didn't come all the way down to the 30, which I was hoping it would, but it came pretty close because we had this bounce over here. So we'll see what happens going forward. If we look at the weekly here, weekly has also been coming down here on the RSI, which is good because we did get up to about 70 here on the RSI. Last time we were at the 70 on the RSI on the weekly was back in November of 21, which was obviously our peak here when we reached basically 69,000 in Bitcoin. So we're kind of up there a little bit. We needed a little bit of a pullback here, which is nice to see that we're at 56 right now. Last time we were back here was right around here, maybe a little bit lower. But price at that time was only at 24,200. So we are up about 2,600 and change on Bitcoin on the weekly. So that's good there. Look at the 1 hour chart also. We're kind of seeing a little bit of a possible upward trend here. RSI right now is at 53. Last time we were back here, price at that point was just very, very slightly lower. So we're kind of in this possible direction change where Bitcoin might go up in price a little bit, but we'll have to see if this gets confirmed or not. Right now, it's just really no way to tell where it's going to go. Okay, Ethereum is also doing pretty good right now as it is. On the daily, we can see here that the RSI did come down here to 43, and it's been kind of trading sideways a little bit here over the last 2 days, as has Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on both of those and see where things end up at. All right, so that was easy enough. Let's take a look at the actual miners for April, see how they stacked up. So as always, I go over month hash rate growth. So this is based on percentage growth that they had. Current hash rate, Bitcoins per exahash. So that basically their efficiency there. Month over month BTC mined percentage. How much did they increase? And that's based on the fact that some of the bigger miners are going to have larger percentage gains or larger BTC gains per month compared to the smaller ones where they're going to have smaller gains, but wanted to take a look at the percentage gains to see how those are equated. Then BTC mined, obviously, how much did they mine? Days mined. Days mined is calculated based on what they reported as far as how many Bitcoins they mined and what they had in the hash rate. And then I used that to calculate possibly what they were operating for that period of time, whether they were running a full month apart, curtailing a little bit here or there, or they're down a little bit. But that's kind of how we're calculating that. HODL, that's basic enough, what they reported as far as the end of the month HODL. And then we're using the BTC percentage sold. So we're looking to see how much they sold of their Bitcoin generated in the month of April right now, or whatever month we're going to be in going forward. So that way we can see if they're selling more than they mined or if they sold less than they mined, and then we'll rank them on that as well. So we'll use the 8 metrics here for all those for the total 8 metric score. And then we also have a 5 metric score, which should be actually a 6 metric score. Forgot to update this. We'll get this updated really quick. 6 metrics. So in that one, we don't use the BTC HODLed or current hash rate. Okay, so that's the difference on those two. So when we look at things here on the miners, first we'll go over month percentage hash rate growth. Higher is better. Iris had a nice percentage growth here. They were up 178% in their hash rate month over month. So that was a really good increase for them. Marathon was up 21%. DigiHost was up 21%. TeraWolf was up 20%. Cypher was up almost 5%. Bitfarms was up 4%. Hive was up 3%. DMG was up 2%. And then we have Riot, Hut 8, CleanSpark, Argo, BitDigital, Sphere 3D. No growth in the month of April. They didn't install any new miners or anything like that, so that's why they're at 0 growth here. Mawson didn't report. I gave Mawson plenty of time. It's already the 14th, so 2 weeks into a month, they should have had the numbers provided. They haven't, so they're at negative 100% right now because that's not being calculated, okay? So obviously Iris came in number 1, Marathon came in at number 2, DigiHost number 3, TeraWolf at number 4, and Cypher at number 5 spot for the month-over-month percentage hash rate growth. Current hash rate growth, we know Marathon is the biggest one here at 14 exahash, followed by Riot at 10.5. CleanSpark is number 3 spot at 6.7, Iris at 5.5, Cypher at 5, Bitfarms at 5 as well, TeraWolf at 4, Hive is at 3.1, Hut is at 2.6 roughly, Argo 2.5, BitDigital at 1.2, DMG is at 917 petahash, DigiHost 913, Sphere 3D at 433, Mawson, no reported data on them, so they're at 0 right now. So top 5 are Marathon, Riot, CleanSpark, Iris, and Cypher for current hash rate. BTC per exahash efficiency, so higher is obviously better. The way I do this is I take a look at what they mined and then also look at what they reported at the end of the month hash rate. So I take those two, divide those, and that's how we get the efficiency for the miners on these guys, okay? So Hive came in at number 1 with 86.93, followed by Sphere 3D at 82.19. Cypher came in at number 3 spot at 80.48. DMG in 4th spot at 80.26. CleanSpark at number 5 spot with 78.21. And then you got Bitfarms, BitDigital, DigiHost, Riot, TeraWolf, Iris, Argo, Hut 8, and Marathon coming in at the very end. A lot of these also will depend on the number of days curtailed and how much hash rate you installed. The more hash rate you install during the month, the more your efficiency is going to come down because, well, at the end of the month, you're at, say you started the month at 10 exahash, by the end of the month, you're at 14 exahash. Obviously, all that 14 exahash was not running for the full month. Okay, so that's how that's calculated. Then if we look at month-over-month BTC Mind percentage, Iris had a nice increase here of 84.39%, followed by DigiHost, way down here at 8.93. TeraWolf was up 2.58. Hut 8 was up just slightly, 0.76%. And then the rest of these guys here were actually down. So Cypher was down 1.69%. Hive was down 3.19. Sphere was down 4.71. DMG was down 6.72. Riot was down 8.06. Argo was down 10.56. Bitfarms was down 10.61. CleanSpark was down 12.37. Marathon was down 14.91. BitDigital was down 27.89. And Mawson obviously didn't report, so they're at the bottom here. Now, with a lot of the miners that didn't grow in the month of April, their production is expected to be down because the network hash rate still continues to go up, and that's obviously generating less Bitcoins for them. So it was kind of to be expected. Some of these were going to be down a little bit here. Okay, next, BTC Mind. Marathon came in at number 1 here at 702, followed by Riot at 639. Then you got CleanSpark at 524. Cypher at 406, Bitfarms at 379, so that's basically our top 5 right now. Iris came in at 319, Hive at 273. Hive also has some Bitcoins mined with their GPUs, where they're mining some altcoins and they're getting paid out in Bitcoin, and so that helped them out as well. TeraWolf was at 239, Argo 144, Hut 8 at 132, BitDigital at 86, DMG at 73, DigiHost at 61, Sphere at 35, Mawson at 0. So there's our top 5, Marathon, Riot, CleanSpark, Cypher, and Bitfarms for the month of April. And then days mined, this is where, like I said, this is calculated based on what they reported as far as their hash rate is, how many Bitcoins they mined, and based on that, we know more or less what machines were installed. And in order to get to that revenue for them, which I'm using the Bitcoin average price for the month of April, I can kind of figure out how efficiently they were mining, whether they were mining for the full month, or if they were mining partially. So the top ones obviously are tied for the first place is Iris, Bitfarms, DMG, DigiHost, and Hive. And this is based on the miners that have been installed prior to the month. So any miners that get installed during the month are not included in this. They're obviously running for only maybe 20, 15 days, whatever it might be. But I'm looking at their majority of their fleet, how efficiently those were running. Okay. Then we got Sphere 3D came in at number 2 spot. CleanSpark came in at number 3 spot. BitDigital came in at number 4 at 26. Riot also at 26. So those guys are tied there. Then you got Cypher at 26. TeraWolf at 23. Argo at 21 days. Marathon at 21 days. And the Hut 8 at approximately 18.97 days on that one. So Hut 8 came in last. So really top 5 would be actually like top 7 or something like that. You got Iris, Bitfarms, DMG, DigiHost, Hive, And then you got Sphere 3D, CleanSpark, Bit Digital, Riot came in at the same, and then you got Cypher, basically. All of those being like in the top 5 as far as operational is concerned. HODL. HODL is basic enough. We know how much these companies do HODL. Marathon obviously has a huge HODL position, 11,568, followed by Hut, 9,265. And then Hive or Riot with 7,112, followed by Hive, 2,284. Then we get to these smaller HODL positions with Bit Digital with 553, DMG with 534, Bitfarms 465, Cypher 427, CleanSpark 313, Argo at 83, DigiHost at 19.3, and Sphere 3D at 17.5. Then we got Iris, TerraWolf, and Mawson at 0, where they don't HODL anything. They just basically sell everything anyways. And then when we look at BTC percentage sold for the month, this is where we're looking to see how much they generated in Bitcoin and how much of that portion they sell. And this is the percentage that we get out of these guys. DMG is a little bit of an anomaly here. Based on my numbers, it actually looks like they gained coins in the month of April, which could be just a calculation that is a mistake on my part, where they didn't provide the numbers maybe for May, and then that's screwing my numbers up here for April, or not May. That would have been March. March numbers might have been off, and that's messing up my numbers for here for April for DMG. Okay, Hut 8 didn't sell anything. They HODLed everything. So they were selling for the first two. Well, I think they sold some in February, March. Yeah, and then they haven't sold anything in April here. CleanSpark sold 77% of what they mined. Marathon sold 85%. DigiHost 89%. Bitfarms 92%. Riot 93%. Then we got Cypher, Iris, TerraWolf, Mawson, all selling 100% of what they mined. Argo actually sold more than they mined, 101.4%. Hive sold also more than what they mined, 109.5%. Sphere 3D, 112.5%. And Bit Digital sold 299% of what they sold in the month of April. So that kind of goes towards that HODL balance sheet approach as well. So based on all of this, here are the scores based on the 8 metrics, and we took everything into account. Everything got graded by top one got a 1, worst performer got a 10 or 16, depending, 15 I think it was, based on the number of miners that we do have here. And then if they're tied for something, they would get the same score here. So like you see Hot 8, CleanSpark, Argo, and Bit Digital, along with Sphere 3D, they had 0, so they got basically the same score here. So everybody gets accounted properly here, or the right way. And based on this, we got Cypher actually coming in at number 1 for the month of April. So congrats to Cypher based on all of these metrics. Hive came in at number 2, along with Marathon being in the number 2 spot. Then we got Iris and Riot in number 3 spot. CleanSpark came in at number 4 spot, and then Bitfarms came in at number 5 spot. And then we got DMG, DigiHost, Hut, TerraWolf, Sphere 3D, Bit Digital, Argo. At the end here, we don't know, obviously, Mawson didn't report for April, so they're kind of way up at the end here. But yeah, so the winner, obviously, Cypher, Hive, Marathon, Iris, Riot, and CleanSpark, along with possibly Bitfarms being like the top 5 scores here out of the bunch here, okay? Now, when we take out some of the HODL position and the current hash rate, and we're looking more at the efficiencies for the month, the production side of things, not including those HODL position and total hash rate right now. We're looking more into the growth side of things. Iris actually came in number 1 at 27 points, followed by Cypher with 29. Then you got Hive and DigiHost for the number 3 spot. And for the 4th spot, you got a 3-way tie here with CleanSpark, Bitfarms, and DMG. And then after that, you get TerraWolf, Riot, Marathon, Sphere 3D, Hut 8, Argo, and Bit Digital as things shape up that way. Okay, so this is, I think, more important than the 8 metrics. The 6 metrics are more production side of things. How are they doing month over month and at the end of the month as well? So Iris came in number 1. They've been number 1 before as well a couple of times. They've sometimes battled with CleanSpark for it, along with Hive as well. So it's good to see that they're still number 1 here. And like I said, the companies that aren't growing currently, like Riot, CleanSpark, some of the other ones here that aren't growing as well, they're going to have the scores, increase or go down in the positioning because they're just not growing, and a lot of this metrics are based on growth here. Okay, and then when we look at the individual scores here for each miner, you can see here, I'll just go through this relatively quickly. Hive came in pretty good at BTC per exahash efficiency, days mined as well, and then BTC HODLed was good for them at number 4 spot. And then everything else was kind of higher up there, around 7 and 6. 8 and 9 BTC sold days obviously sold a little bit more than what they mined. Marathon had pretty good BTC mined, obviously, current hash rate number 1, BTC hodled number 1 as well, but then their efficiency is number 14 spot. Month over month BTC percentage also number 13 spot, and days mined. So those things they need to get improved on. Marathon, I forgot Cypher. So Cypher's been kind of as the one winning in the 8 metrics. They came in kind of average here, right around 5, it looks like, for everything. Best one for them was BTC per exahash efficiency, coming in at number 3 spot. Other than that, what else do we have here? BTC mined, number 4 spot, so that's pretty good there. Days mined was 5. Current hash was 5 as well. Okay. And then we got Iris here. Iris came in number 1 for 3 things. So month over month percentage hash rate growth, month over month BTC mined percentage, days mined also number 1 spot. So that was pretty good. Things they need to work on is obviously BTC hodl. They don't hodl anything, which is, I'm okay with it because they're using it to fund operations and growth. But eventually I think hodl is going to also play a role in the valuation of these miners as well. At least if they hodl a little bit, I think it would be good, especially once we get closer to the halving event. And then their BTC per exahash efficiency is up to 11, and that's because they did install a lot. So that's always going to hurt them on that metric as well. Okay. Next is Riot. Riot came in pretty good at BTC mined per April. Current hash rate also. BTC hodled, obviously, but their BTC per exahash efficiency, month over month increases on BTC mined and hash rate could use improvement, obviously. And going down here to CleanSpark. CleanSpark came in at really good for BTC sold, number 2 spot. Other than that, current hash rate came in number 3. Days mined, number 3 spot. BTC mined, number 3 spot. And then BTC per exahash number 5. And then things to work on, obviously, is growth. We're not going to probably see any growth from them for a couple months until they actually get the Centersville site up and running and they get the new miners that they purchased installed there, which probably won't be until sometime Q3, Q4 period in that time frame. Okay. Next is Bitfarms. Bitfarms came in number 1 for days mined. And other than that, they've been kind of average here around 6. Biggest thing, around 6, I would say. Big thing to improve on would be month over month BTC mined. Get that percentage up as well, so improve on that. DMG came in number 1 days mined and BTC sold. Obviously, because that one's an anomaly for me. Other than that, they need to work on current hash rate. BTC mined, get that improved over time. It's going to take a while for them to get that number lowered because they are a small miner, so they would need to grow their hash rate quite substantially here. And month over month BTC percentage, that could be easily improved if they actually start getting more miners installed and things like that. Okay. DigiHost came in number 1 for days mined, number 2 for month over month BTC mined percentage. So they had pretty good growth there for them. Other than that, we got BTC per exahash efficiency at number 8. So not very efficient. They do curtail quite a bit here. BTC mined also way down here. Only way to grow that is to grow your hash rate. Current hash rate way at the bottom here at number 13 spot. BTC hodled also in 11 spot. BTC sold number 4, not too bad on that one. Then Hut 8. Hut 8 had number 1 for BTC sold. BTC hodled number 2 spot, obviously. But they are lagging on other things where it's BTC per exahash efficiency, month over month percentage hash rate growth. BTC mined, number 10 spot, so down towards the lower third, I guess would be, lower quarter, 3/4 of the miners here. Days mined, obviously that has to do with how well they're mining here. Number 9 spot, current hash rate, also in the 9 spot. So hopefully with the USBTC merger, that will help them out going forward. TerraWolf came in at number 3 for month over month BTC mined, number 4 for month over month percentage hash rate increase. And then the ones that they really need to work on is, well, BTC hodl, they don't hodl anything, they sell everything, but their BTC per exahash efficiency should also improve. But they did install, I believe, quite a few miners. So that kind of offset their performance there as well. And then we got Sphere 3D. Sphere came in at number 2 for BTC per exahash. Days mined as well was pretty good, but BTC mined is low, current hash rate is low, BTC hodl is low, and then month over month percentage hash rate increase is low as well. Number 9 spot up for them. Then Bit Digital came in at number 4. They're pretty high on a lot of here. Month over month BTC percentage, BTC mined, current hash rate, BTC sold as well. They sold a lot more than they actually hodled or held or mined. And then we got Argo. Argo is just kind of on average, they're above the average as far as performance is concerned, or below average, I guess you could say. Anything above 8 would be below average. Below 8 would be above average. That makes sense. On them, and Mawson obviously didn't provide any data, so we don't have much data on them for April. And that's it. So based on this 6 metrics, Iris, Cypher, Hive, DigiHost, CleanSpark, Bitfarms, and DMG came in within the top 5 miners here per score. And then on the 8 metrics, we got Cypher, Hive, Marathon, Iris, Riot, and we also have here CleanSpark. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bitfarms will be number 5 as well in that range. Okay, so let me know what you guys think of all this. Obviously, a lot of numbers as always, and we'll see what happens later on. Still waiting, obviously, on a lot of miners to provide their Q1 results. When they do that, then we'll look at the quarterly results, which are more based on their actual, not only performance-based, but also how financial performances are concerned. So we'll look at that data, and then we'll do a comparison again with all these miners to see which one came in at number 1 for the Q1 quarter. So that'll be coming out hopefully within the next couple of weeks once we do have all of that information from all of the miners. All right, other than that, we'll take a look to see what happens this week with the miners. I think everybody's pretty much reported except for Mawson. So we'll see Mawson reports. And then, yeah, we'll just see kind of what happens. All right, so if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. Spreadsheet is always available to my Patreon members. I'm going to try to figure out a way to make this available also to the YouTube members. Here, I'll figure out a way to do that, but right now it's the way it is. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.